Want something? Then go get it. Well, how easy is it to do that? Perhaps not too easy, but there are all those people out there who are doing it every day, and many of them, of course, doing it very successfully as well. Ankur, there are lots of people who've been asking us that, you keep talking about doing your own thing, living your passion, etc., etc. But it comes with huge challenges, pressure and society apart. Not everyone is in a position to do it. Not everyone is in perhaps an Amitesh's position to be somewhere and say, no, something is not right. Maybe I'm not meant to be here. Yeah. What would you say to them? Like, how did you know at Microsoft that this is not the route for me?
Yeah, I think it's important for people wanting to take risks to be able to identify the support system as well, right? Like in my case, I always had a very strong support system, not really financially, but I have a very good set of friends. I have my sister who was always supporting me that you go do whatever you want. I'm here in the States. Don't worry about anything. I have an amazing friend, Love, who we have grown together. And family is always there. Family is always there to help you and support. So I think it's important for you to be able to identify your support system as well.
So let me ask you, if perhaps you didn't have the people that you've mentioned, would things have been different?
Probably things might have been a little different in terms of when do you actually take the decision. Probably you might wait for another couple of years, or the timing can vary.
Right.
If you're really passionate, you would eventually do it, but it's just about the timing when you actually end up doing it. So I took, while I've been thinking of entrepreneurship right from the day I started my career, but it took me some time, before I actually thought I'm ready for it. So that's the reason I ended up spending some 7 years at Microsoft.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, it would be just the timing which will change, but if you're passionate for something, you'll eventually go get it.
And that also, Melvin, was the main reason that kept you going, right? You didn't even bother wasting those couple of years. I mean, it's not really a waste, Ankur. I know that
for me, actually,
a manner of speaking.
Another thing was this was the right chance, and I had to jump on board. Otherwise, I could miss the bus and then play catch up later on.
Okay.
So I thought, since I saw that there were systems being in place, and also with a lot of movement happening in the football industry, I sat and analyzed it, and I knew that if I come here 5 years down the line, I would not be in this position where I am right now.
Amitesh, what keeps you going? Uncertainties apart, the kind of, perhaps quizzical glances,
well,
what you do.
We are the artists are the conscience keepers of society. And if we don't talk and express things that people are already thinking but not saying, things that need to be said and discussed and expressed, who else will? So it's on one hand, it's a responsibility. And on the other, it's hugely fun. I can't even tell you the kind of fun we have making art. And I see the Monday drudgery of people going to office, and that's when I have the widest smile on my face.
Really?
Some kind of divine pleasure I get, but we also then burn our midnight oil when we have a show coming up. We are in it day and night, and we don't experience the passing of time at all. And I think it's this kind of immersion in what you would like to do, what you would like to call life, that really makes for that voice that comes from inside and says, this is what you should be doing, this is what you should be going for, never mind what people say.
Right. And that's quite courageous also, because all the people out there who perhaps, and I'm sure we all know them, who've sort of learned to shut that voice out. You're in a good position, you're in a good place in life, carry on, like we'll sort of shut that voice out. I'm running out of time, Ankur, but to all those who are watching, what do you believe is the one takeaway from your experience that they can use in their lives?
I think in my case, I would say anyone willing to take a risk, you really have to be very clear why exactly are you trying to take that risk. Is it for better career opportunities, or is it that you're really passionate about it, or something else? Or it should not be just like an exit route out, that you're just frustrated with the current thing and you want to go. So you really need to be very clear that why exactly are you willing to take that risk. And the second thing that I would also say is you really have to define some timelines for yourself as well.
Right. So you're saying passion is great. You of course need that, but also be aware of what you're doing. Don't just jump into it without getting your homework in place and all of that.
Yes, exactly.
Right. Right. Get that honesty with yourself.
Exactly.
Get that passion, and of course do your homework. Melvin, last words from you? For all those who are watching football, this is now moving from a cricket crazy country to a reasonably football crazy nation as well. And many who might just take your example and sort of follow it, what would you say?
Well, I would like to say if you enjoy doing it,
Right.
why not just go and do it and make a career out of it?
I wish but it was that easy. You guys really make it seem that easy. But last words, Amitesh, is it? Is it easy, or you know?
No, it's not easy, but I would like to share with everybody that try everything when you're young. Just try everything. Look out for that voice from inside that comes alive when you're doing something. Find the best way to do it, whether it's an institution that you need to go to, and today we have a very, very internationally reputed art and culture institutions in the country. So you can either go there or straight go to the field, right? And then find out if you have the gift and the talent to do it.
Right.
If you have these three things, just go for it.
Go for it. The world is at your door. So whether you want to be an entrepreneur in the world of art or, of course, sports, we will have the risk takers right here. Thanks, gentlemen, so much for taking our time to speak with us. And I have to end by this quote by Lily Tomlin that I found. The trouble with the rat race is that even if you win, you're still the rat. Think about it. Bye-bye.